In this video I'm going to show you how to do a health check for your birds. It's a bit awkward because I'm doing it, filming it by myself. So first thing you want to look at is that they're nice and bright red, particularly in the comb and the wattles. So if their face is a bit duller, it doesn't really matter, because I find that their face shade depends on how much sunlight they're getting, how happy they are at the time. So you can find that when they relax, they go a lot paler. So if their face is pale, don't always panic. It's just as long as the comb and wattles are bright, that's generally okay. Next, you want to check that the eyes are clear of any discharge or gunk, that they look bright and they look... Sharon's relaxed here, so that's why she's closing her eyes. Cujo, leave that. That they look bright and then that they look healthy, which Sharon does. Then we want to check, I don't know if my phone will focus on this, that there's no discharge coming out of the nose. Sometimes they can have a bit of food or dirt stuck, and that's fine. It's just more you're looking for any gunk that could signal a sort of respiratory disease. Go away, Blossom. Yeah, my phone doesn't want to focus. In general, if their nose is clear, they shouldn't have any sort of sinus infection or anything like that going on. Then after that, it's a good idea to check the beak. Don't think I'll be able to do that one-handed like this, but we'll see how I go. I find the easiest way to do that is just gently grasp their wattles, if Sharon would let me, and pull down on their mouth. She's not going to let me. But anyway, you just normally grab the base of their beak, or their wattles if they're big enough, and then you gently, like that. And you just want to put your finger in the side so that you can hold their mouth open for a bit longer. And what you're basically checking for is that their airways are clear, there's no, gunk congealed anywhere in their mouth, no canker sores or anything like that. Sharon just sleeps like this because she's a weirdo. Then after that, I check wings. Their wings, you can't see, they're all healthy feathers, no lice feathers. So lice would mean that there are big chunks taken out of the wings. So we know that she's not got lice. Next thing to check for lice is you gently lift them up and you check around the vent, because normally the lice would all congeal around here. Lice and mites like warm, moist places, so that's where they'd be. Then we check the vent that it's not clogged, there's no swelling. So Sharon's all good. Want to check the feet, hers are grimy. Make sure there's no bumblefoot. Bumblefoot's a big scab in here. No broken or sore nails. Now you should get a feel for their weight as you're handling them, but to weight check a bird, I find it easiest to feel the pins, which are their pelvic bones in here. So you just feel, and it should feel, it's kind of like a knuckle. So you don't want it to be as hard as a knuckle. You want to be able to feel fat on top of it, but you also don't want it to be just absolutely covered in fat. So Sharon here is a bit chunky at the moment, so she needs to go on a bit of a diet. You can also feel their weight by their keel, which is, if my camera would focus, this here. So that's basically their sternum. So to feel that, you just squeeze along the sides and you should be able to feel fat on it. And it shouldn't dig out too much. So Sharon's is a healthy weight pretty much. She's just got excess fat around her pins. So after you've checked all of that, I think the next thing is just check how their legs are, check how their behaviour is. So we'll see how Sharon walks here, and you'll be able to notice if she's got a sore leg or anything, because she'll limp or she'll favour a leg. So you can see she's waddling a tiny bit because she doesn't like where I messed up her feathers. But there you go, she's walking fine. Hello Cujo. Hello Cujo. She's walking fine, she's not favouring a leg. You can see she's active, she's talkative, she's looking for food in my hands. Behaviour wise, she's looking, you know, really healthy and nice. Yes, Sharon. Oh, I forgot to mention, you also want to check there's not egg binding or anything like that. It's also good to check for water belly or ascites. You also want to check the crop. I forgot those. So you can feel, hang on, I'll grab Sharon again because she's easier to handle than Cujo. Cujo's nice and placid, but she just always fidgeting. So the crop is this area in here. I find it easy to put the chook between your legs if you need to handle them by yourself. So that's the crop. So if you need to find it, follow their neck down, and it's just in here. So it should feel like a big ball, and you should be able to, if you push, feel grain and stuff in it. If it feels like a golf ball, like really firm like that, it's probably impacted. So, you know, you need to treat that because it's not emptying properly. If it's all really, really squishy, they probably have sauerkraut, which once again, you'll need to treat that. You can also check sauerkraut by smelling their breath. They'll get a gross smell. See if Sharon will let me check her beak here. See? And you're just checking that there's, if my camera will focus, no sores on the roof of their mouth, which Sharon's clear. Don't think you'll be able to see down, but they should have the glottis, which is their airway down there, which you can check. Can't see it in this video, but you can see her coronal slit up there, which leads to her nasal passage. And if they've got canker or an infection or anything, it'll be clogged. So you can see that's all clear. My camera's focusing nice. So see, she's got a little bit of gunk in her nostril, but you know, I think that's food and dirt, nothing bad. She'd open her eye. She's funny, she likes to play dead when I'm handling her, and I do something she doesn't like. She's not going to open it. There we go. See, so you can see her eye is nice and clear, no discharge, no weepiness, no swelling. We can also check the ears. Nice and clear. You'll see lots of wax build up or pus build up. If they've got an infection, they should also be off balance. So that's all good. You can see she's got some sores on her comb. That's just from fighting with Wanda and Cosmo. You want to check for no foul pox, no scabs like that. Foul pox is from mosquitoes. Checking for egg binding. I'll put my phone down for a second. Okay, so egg binding. You find the vent and you're just feeling in this area around here. If there's egg binding, you should be able to feel an egg pretty much, a big hard mass in there. Which I can feel an egg in Sharon, which means she has to lay later on today. But I can't feel, you know, as long as she lays that, I'm not worried. So just, if you can feel an egg, keep an eye on, and if she doesn't lay that egg, you know, you need to start worrying about it and treating for egg binding. For ascites or water belly, it should be like a big water balloon, all swollen and distended. They can also just be fat, which feels distended, which Sharon is a bit. So her vent ends, not her vent, her abdomen ends here. So she's got a bit of swelling, but it's more fat build-up that she needs to lose. If it was water belly, it would be squishy, more distended. I'd say it would come down to more here. And she'd have behavioural changes because it's uncomfortable to walk like that. There's a better look at her wings. So you can see we checked that there's no lice feathers, no nothing like that. If there was an excessive damage to the wing, like all of these had been snapped, it probably means she's gotten it caught somewhere. So you'd have to look at fixing that. We can check her vent, see no mites, no lice, no clogging, no pasty bum, which is good. It means her motions are good. And then when you let her go, she's active, she doesn't walk funny, not showing any signs of discomfort. things to normally worry about your chook if you thought they were unwell is, you know, they're not exhibiting natural behaviours. Like this is the main sign you'll probably notice. They're not scratching, they're not digging, they're not preening, not being a normal chook. So if things like that are happening, it's worth checking them over to see what's going on. I health check all of my chooks once a week. I spend a lot of time with them, so I generally notice when anything's wrong. But if your chooks aren't really tame, good with handling, you probably want to check them, at least once a week, because things can crop up really, really quick in birds, and they hide it well. See, like Blossom here has a full crop. Cujo here has a good crop. The crop's your best way of telling whether your bird's eating or not, and then once again weight scoring them, checking how they're going.